Something I learned this week is that as a mom of two, I can fit in projects that I have been wanting to do right within our daily lives. I'm really excited to share with you guys the project I have been working on and exactly how I fit it in a way that wasn't really stressful, if I'm being honest. I don't know about you guys, but before I sink my teeth into a really big project, I like to have a little bit of a house reset. This particular Monday, our kitchen was in definite need of some resetting. So the first thing I did was got it all clean. While I was getting it clean, the Walmart order for the week came, which is always just a really nice thing to get done. I am a big grocery delivery person because I can make my meal plan, add everything in the app, and then get it dropped off right at my doorstep. And it's so easy. And then I went back about cleaning the kitchen, starting from a clean slate for the week. It's definitely the best way for me to stay motivated on my project. I really hate working around a messy area and viewing a messy home. So I like to get everything clean before I really start some stuff. I have been on a bit of a health kick recently in order to help my body bounce back from birth and pregnancy as efficiently as possible. Staying motivated on any health kick is not easy, especially postpartum. My body feels different. Sleep is kind of hard to come by these days, and our routines are shifting constantly. So keeping that motivation is pretty tough. Simple helps create personalized plans for weight loss and health goals. The plans are tailored to you and are not too intense to follow. I love that if I do lose motivation or fall off track, which I will give myself grace for in this season, Simple is right there to help me get back on track. I love that they have this little character named Blinky in the app. He is sassy and cute and unhinged. And he thrives whenever you log your meals, your activity, your water. The healthier choices you make, the happier he becomes, which is quite motivating and honestly just really cute. Personally, I don't find food protocols as hard to follow as much as it is very hard for me to stay motivated to work out. That is why I love Avo, which is a human-like AI coach that keeps me on track by keeping my plan attainable for me. Simple also offers smart feedback, Pilates, walking, and yoga plans. This is really good for the whole me not being that good at consistently working out thing. If you're someone that struggles more with keeping food consistently healthy, they have a food scanner to help with food logging. I love that Simple creates a personalized plan that isn't too rigid. It's realistic and attainable. If you are ready to get your personalized weight loss plan, make sure to head to the link in my description. You can use my code Sunny for 80% off. Thanks so much to Simple for sponsoring today's video. Another thing I really like to do is get dinner at least prepped, if not completely made. This is normally how my morning goes. I've done several videos here about my morning routine, but one thing that I love to do before I really settle into whatever I'm doing for the day is get the house all reset. I usually fold and put away a load of laundry just to keep with one load of laundry a day. And then I prep dinner. I just find that I can go throughout my day much less stressed knowing that all of the essential homemaking tasks are completed. Now, obviously things come up. And so I shouldn't say all of the homemaking tasks, but there are a lot of them. The basics are done for the day as part of my morning routine, and then I can work on whatever project I need to for the day. If you saw the title of this video being about anti-beige and making my house colorful, you might be wondering what the heck all of this has to do with that. And the thing is that I have two kids. I'm a mom of two, and I am in charge of all the homemaking tasks for my family. So this is all really relevant for how I fit in this project into our daily life. If you're anything like me, this is really encouraging to you. This was even encouraging for me to see me do it myself so that I know I can do it again. if I am able to get things prepped, make dinner quickly in the morning, get the house clean, I can start adding more color into my home. I can take on more projects that I want to do, even with the kids in tow. I find my sister's YouTube channel at New Hartford Farm Co. to be so encouraging. She's a cattle farmer with 2 kids, and I just love seeing what she's able to do with 2 kids. And it definitely encourages me as I take on projects in my house, small projects by comparison, with my children as well. All of that to say, this project that I am taking on this week is painting my sunroom a bright yellow. Okay, stop. You can't touch it.
Why?
'Cause I said so. Do all of them.
One. And put this one right here.
Yep, I'm painting the whole thing.
And put this one. I'm not sure. I'm not. Where is it? Where is that?
It's called paint.
Why?
On the first day of painting, I got the entire room cut in. I made 2 bold choices in this process. One is that I did it when my toddler was awake, and the other one is that I didn't use tape at all. And to be honest with you, both of them turned out to be totally fine. I found the cutting in process to be very easy to do with the toddler around, because for the most part the paint was pretty contained. It wasn't like it was on every single wall or on rollers and in trays. It was just in this pail that I was holding and on my brush, and then on very small parts of the wall. So if you have a paint project that you want to do and you're wondering when you're going to get time, I definitely found it possible to do the cutting in portion with my toddler around. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about the color that I chose here and the color that I chose for the color palette of my home. First of all, this is Sherwin-Williams Solaria. I am notorious for not doing samples. I pretty much just grab a swatch and say, that'll be good enough, and then I commit myself to a massive project. I don't put too much importance on exact shades. I know that there are some people that are absolutely cringing when they hear this because they very much believe in finding the perfect white and testing every single shade of color that they are looking at. It's just not my thing. I've never done that, and it's always worked out kind of fine for me, so that's just the way I do things. As for the color palette that I have chosen in my home, I knew from the very first day that we started decorating this place, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, that I wanted my house to feel like summer. Our house has a lot of windows, so there's a ton of light in it, and summer is my favorite season. So it felt really natural to try and recreate that feeling through the decor of my home. But recently I have been looking around and noticing a lot of white areas and areas that with minimal effort I could add a lot more color to. This is something I am wanting to do everywhere in my home now, but the most obvious spot was in my sunroom. I knew that I wanted it to be a bright, bold color, and I knew I wanted to take the paint all the way up to the ceiling this time. As you saw earlier in this video, my kitchen is very colorful, so you're probably wondering why on earth I'd make a bold statement that I don't feel my house is colorful enough. But to be honest with you, that room is kind of the only one with that much color, and I realized I love it so much that I want to start carrying that into other places. Whenever I chose my kitchen cabinet color, which is Sherwin-Williams Frolic for those that ask, I really struggled to find inspiration images online. Believe it or not, there are not many lime green kitchens out there. So I wanted to share the process of me adding all of this color and kind of how I am doing it in a way that at least feels somewhat put together. If you're seeing this and it's not your style, you might think it looks completely chaotic, but I like it. And I wanted to share it with you guys just in case you too might be wanting to add more color to your home. I love an excuse. Do you want me to cut this in now? Okay, because that's it. Something that kind of happened over time and something that I was not conscious of at first was choosing a color palette for my home. The reason why I say it happened over time is that sometimes I would experiment with a particular color and just find out like that doesn't really fit in my home. And I'm trying to be better about working in all the other colors, but I have chosen a color palette for my home that consists of yellow, green, pink, and blue. Whenever I have those 4 colors in a room, it feels really put together and done to me. If I am missing any of those colors, it honestly feels just a little bit off. On the flip side, if I don't have those colors and I try and incorporate other colors like purple or orange without those colors, it feels very themed and tacky to me. I don't like when a room feels themed, though you might look at my house and say, oh, she has this bright theme or summery theme or whatever. For me, I want it to feel very natural. I don't want it to feel like I picked a theme, if that makes any sense. So part of that and part of adding color to my home is having a very established color palette. This also helps when it comes to thrifting decor. If you've been here for literally any amount of time, you would know that almost all of our stuff in our home has been thrifted. Nearly everything we bring into the house is secondhand. That is mostly just for budget reasons. And so this color palette thing helps a ton because that means I can kind of have a general idea of what's going to work in my house. Even if I don't have a specific spot for it yet, I can know it's going to work if it matches the style and color palette of our home. I already mentioned the color palette, and the style is very mid-century. I am always very drawn to mid-century furniture, mid-century decor, light fixtures, appliances. It's just a style that I really love. So that is what I am keeping in mind whenever I am on Facebook Marketplace or at the thrift store. I'm trying to collect pieces that fit the vibe, and then I can work with them throughout my home. I find this to be especially helpful because as I decorate our home, I am on a budget. I get a little bit discouraged whenever I watch YouTube videos of designers that try and help me design my home, because I feel like they're always assuming that I am going to go buy my furniture new and pick it out. And really, I feel as though I am at the mercy of what the thrift store shows me. And that has worked really well for me, but I can't employ the same strategies that other designers employ. I have to do a different type of strategy that works really well for me in order to collect all of the fixtures and furnitures for our home. So I hope that if you are in that same boat, you find this little tidbit helpful. I got the room painted and put back together, and this is the final result. I kept the layout mostly the same, but flipped my sewing machines around, and I just love the way that looks. Each morning that I walk into our kitchen and see this room, I am just thrilled. I feel it is so joyful and inspiring, especially as we head into summer. As I mentioned before, I am on a bit of a health kick right now, postpartum, and one of the big components that I am really trying to be good about is bone broth. I am trying to make multiple batches a month, and I am trying to drink a cup of bone broth every day or have it in soup every day. That is not all that easy, but I am doing my best. The way that I make my bone broth is with chicken backs from my sister's farm, and the way that I store it is in these containers that I got from Target. I let the bone broth completely cool, and then I put them in these containers to freeze. And these are wonderful because you can pop them out and use them from frozen really, really easily. So you don't have to plan ahead of time to have your bone broth thawed before you either want to have some for sipping or you want to make some in a soup. Speaking of soups, I am making a rather delicious one here. We have made this particular soup several times since I recorded this, and I can already tell it's going to become a regular meal in our rotation. I can't take credit for the recipe, but this is from Paleo Running Mama, and this is her spicy sausage, sweet potato, and kale soup. I literally made a pot today, the day that I'm doing this voiceover. It is so tasty. If you want a nourishing, comforting, and filling soup, I definitely recommend this one. Getting to share my sunroom project with you has been really exciting because this is one that I have thought about doing for a really long time. And even just getting this project completed is encouraging me to take on even more fun projects and add more color to my home. I hope that you feel encouraged to maybe add color to your home, to attempt doing a new hobby or project with your toddlers and children around, or try a fun new recipe. That is always my goal here, to encourage and inspire you. Thanks so much for joining me here this week on Our Sweet Sunny Days.